Village of Lohrville, April 9th, regular monthly meeting. Meeting called to order by President Sunshine Visitors, Tuesday, April 9th, 2024. Members absent, none. Moved by Markowski, seconded by Decker to accept the minutes of the previous meeting as read. Motion carried. Moved by Decker, seconded by Piatsky to pay the village bills for April 2024. Motion carried. Kay Passarelli, 250. Dennis Callaware, 250. Patricia Brooks, 180. Granite Area Fire District, 2567. United States Treasury, 874.40. Associated Appraisal, 269.54. Monticelli, 627.01. Dan McCarthy, 175.29. Granite Area Fire District, 150. Can Surety, 100. Alliant Energy, 707.89. Attorney Joan Olson, 114. Attorney Joan Olson, 59.25.52. We Energies, 88.81. Public comment. Eric Reese asked about giving alleys back to the property owners and about traveling around the mailboxes. He also gave a list of statutes he thought were in violation of. Jeremy Nagel asked about village property and where is it, the plow wing and the computer. He stated Robert's rules allows 5 minutes for public comment. Jean from the library asked if she could start recording the meeting so everybody could see them. Closed. President Visitors presented a list of appointees for the Plan Commission. Tammy Bending, Tony Piatsky, Bob Apperset, Dennis Callaware, Richard Decker, Dan McCarthy, and Tom Monticelli. Moved by Piatsky, seconded by Decker to approve the Plan Commission list as presented. Motion carried. Librarian Jean offered reading tables with stories from the village. Just tell her where to place them. Callaware stated they were sturdy and mobile. Visitors were concerned about vandalism. Jean said it hasn't been a problem yet. Moved by Decker, seconded by McCarthy to approve placement of the library story tables in the village. Motion carried. McCarthy said there were trees on E that won't last much longer. The base is cracked. Visitors said that we should contact the power company to see if they would take care of it. Markowski asked about the 59.25.52 attorney bill. Why did someone proceed with this when the board said to wait until the next meeting for Jim's evaluation? Moved by Markowski, seconded by Decker to adjourn. Motion carried.
Can I have a motion to accept the minutes?
I have a motion to accept the minutes as read.
Second.
All in favor? All opposed?
Village bills for May. Alliant Energy, 701.85. We Energies, 36.99. Associated Appraisal, 268.26. With Share County Treasurer, 583.72. Quick Trip Incorporated, 94.21. Tony Piatsky, Board of Review, 46.17. Don Markowski, Board of Review, 46.17. Dan Piatsky, Board of Review, 46.17. Tom Monticelli, Clerk, Board of Review, Half Printer, Inc., 554.85. Dan McCarthy, 45 hours road, 39 hours mowing, 983.53. Dan McCarthy, track lights. The truck light was $60.14 and the connectors were $6.43 for $66.57. Ridgestone Products Incorporated, road screenings, $419.20. Mechanics and metalwork, tractor repair, $1742.33. That's it for the bills.
Can I have a motion to pay the bills?
Motion to pay the bills.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. Public comment? Yes?
Last month it was brought up, about the village property where it was being stored off premises. Really don't care too much about that, but I do want to make sure that the board looks into if there is adequate insurance policies at those residences to cover if there was theft or storm damage or vandalism, something like that. Also, when we're working on village equipment off-site, at a residence, does that individual carry the proper insurance in case of damage or a repair failure? It was also brought up about the lawsuit with the village plow truck. The initiation of said lawsuit was brought on by the fact that it was voted on that any purchase was supposed to pass an inspection prior to purchase. So where does the blame fall? Does it fall on the trustees who were responsible for the purchase of the truck?
I'd like to answer that. There was never anything voted on that it had to be inspected before we bought it.
It was all discussed at this meeting. That was all
I
brought.
was at these meetings.
So was I.
But we don't even, we're not, it's not on the agenda, we're not gonna talk about it. Any other public comment? Yes?
So I have some questions about mowing. Is there a way, or can this board maybe decide as far as when it's gonna be mowed? Along with other people are questioning why the park down there needs to be mowed every week. So I guess I'm wondering if the board could vote on a
We've
better
gone through
idea
this.
for when it could be mowed down there instead of once a week. And if they could discuss that, without Dan seeing as a pecuniary interest. And another idea for the mowing is, since it was brought up there, Rich can't use the park unless he rents it. Maybe an option, if Rich is interested, would be maybe for Rich to maybe do the mowing or something, in exchange. I don't know if that's acceptable instead of renting it or not, I don't know. So that was
Those are
just
all
an
great
idea.
ideas. As far as I'm concerned, Rich does a lot of donation in this community. He fills potholes, he has mowed the parks, he will do stuff. That is not an issue. The issue with mowing the parks, we've had other people that have mowed in the past, and we could bring them all into a meeting, and they all agree that if you let it get out of control, it's a lot harder on the mower, and it takes 10 times as long to do. So with that being said, whoever's mowing it should be able to decide, and we are not gonna regulate due to weather and many other scenarios, we're not gonna regulate how often it gets mowed.
And
Thank you.
It just seems like he's taking and making.
Thank you.
My time's not up, and you interrupted my time.
You asked me a question.
You can answer when my time was up. You ran me through 40 seconds of your own
We're
talking,
done.
and the clock is still ticking with the 2 minutes I'm allowed. That
Yeah, go
you're
ahead.
refusing me to have.
We have 2 dinner plate potholes in front of our house caused by Martin Kentop that are big holes again now.
Okay, we'll see if somebody can come over and have.
Where is this?
It's right on, Fifth and Lincoln. It's in front
It's
of
right
our
across,
home.
it's right in front of their house.
Yeah.
Do you guys think you could take care of that? Thank you. Is there any other public comment? What's your next question?
If you have a 2-minute time limit, then why is someone not allowed to use that? Because you just stopped me from using my
I
2-minute time limit.
apologize to you. I answered your question. Is there something else you need to have answered right now?
Yes,
Okay, go ahead.
the tree that was brought up down on the property on West Lohrville. It's outside of the road right away, and the owner of the property stated that no one is to go on that property and cut trees.
Thank you. Okay, any other public comment?
I make a motion, public comment be closed.
All in favor? Opposed?
We have Guy Brooks' conditional land use. Village of Lohrville Plan Commission meeting April 22nd, 2024. Meeting called to order by President Tammy Vending, Monday, April 22nd, 2024. Members absent, none. Moved by Decker, seconded by Harrison. Accept the minutes of the previous meeting as read. Motion carried. Guy Brooks applied for conditional land use for an AT&T cell tower on his property. The plot plan and the construction plans were passed around to each member of the commission. A few questions followed and were answered by cell tower rep John Birchfield. The main question was, when would construction begin? He thought it would start within a year. Moved by Decker, seconded by Haversack, to grant a conditional land use to Guy Brooks for an AT&T cell tower on his property. Motion carried, Piatkowski abstained, moved by Decker, seconded by McCarthy to adjourn, motion carried. So now the board has to approve the conditional land use.
Okay, so can I have a motion for the conditional land use for Guy Brooks?
Where is this at?
It's at the end of Church Street in Red Granite,
Oh,
but it's on the Guy Brooks property, but they're coming in from the end of Church Street. It's 100 by 100 area with a service road.
okay, I didn't know if it was gonna be by its house or by,
No, wait, it's by Red Granite.
okay.
We won't even see it here.
What?
I don't know for sure, it's not that.
Did somebody make a motion on that? For the conditional use?
I made a motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Do you have anything else, Tom?
I have an anonymous letter. April 28, 2024, Board of Trustees, Village of Lohrville, to whom it may concern. I'd like to bring a growing concern to your attention. In the course of my daily activities, I'm seeing an increased number of unlicensed junk vehicles and other items that are accumulating at various residences throughout the village. Not only is it an eyesore, it detracts from the value of my home and my property as well as the village itself. I am of the understanding that there is a village ordinance that should prevent this from happening, but it is not being enforced. I am not complaining about the board necessarily. I actually think they're doing a decent job given the issues I've heard they're dealing with right now. But I wonder if they might be able to enforce the cleanup of these properties. I have listed a few of the most concerning areas below. I'm sending this list anonymously as I do not want to draw attention to from these individuals. Lohrville Boulevard and 3rd Avenue, end of Lincoln Avenue, Washington Avenue, and the north end of 5th Avenue. Sincerely concerned taxpayer.
Can I see that?
Sure.
I might pass this down the road, and I would ask that all of you take a look at these properties, and before the next meeting, let's get something up on them. But I will need all of you to contact me and give me some input on what you saw. These. And I think if you look at this list, you're gonna all be very familiar with all of them. I don't think it's anybody new or anything new. It's easily gonna be a. One of those, the one on Lincoln, there's a neighbor selling a house near that property that is complaining about the property as well as, they're checking with their lawyer, but they built out on their garage and it's onto the property line, which is against our ordinances. So that's something I want you guys to look at. That will need to be addressed as well.
regards to the cell phone tower, is there any type of,
It's not public comment. It's not your turn.
just add the cell phone
It's
tower?
not your turn.
Just trying to be helpful.
Do you have anything else, Tom?
No, I do.
Okay. When you guys are done with that letter, if you just look back to Tom. Put it in file it. Does anybody else have anything up here?
Well, other than we're starting to grab.
Thank you. Thank you for doing that. I did check with the line on the tree, and they will not cut it because it's secondary over there. But I can, if it's looking back, I'll contact Oakfield Stone and I'll talk to her about it. I'll give her.
So it just,
Okay. Buckwheat, do you have anything?
No, not really. I just- When it comes to mowing, if they want to know why I mowed for a few years. Sometimes that's gotta be cut twice a week down there in the summertime when it rains. Say not about once a week. And some of up on the tracks, that's like a desert, don't have to be cut. But down on the bottom part, sometimes once a week isn't enough to cut. So I imagine,
I've heard that from other people that have mowed it, not just you and not just Dan. So I do understand the mowing situation down there.
we got little stands for it. So,
You do?
yeah.
Mhm. So today, right, we went really hard on those, and so we'll start putting content in probably by.
Thank you
Yeah.
so much for
And we're
that.
gonna put a lot of historical information there because.
Oh,
that's-
how cool.
Yeah, it's gonna be neat, and then we'll put challenges, which will encourage people to come to the library and win something for
For
participating.
doing it.
And we're gonna change them out probably.
So by this weekend, we should be able to see, like, take a walk through and see them? Thank you for that.
I'm very excited.
That's very exciting.
And I did have several people stop today and said it was an excellent idea, so.
Yeah, I know that. A lot of people are excited.
We're just ripping off a good idea that other people are doing, so.
Thank you for doing that. And thank you for making those.
She keeps me busy.
Well, you too.
I'm afraid to go into the. I don't read for a reason. You don't have time.
I mean, go to adjourn.
All in favor? Opposed?